At Olson Middle School, home of the Jefferson High School boys swimming and diving team, where tonight BEC-TV brings you Jefferson High School boys swimming. I'm Jeff Lee, ready to bring your Jefferson Jaguars in a Metro West dual meet against the St. Louis Park Orioles. Your Jaguars, led by their head coach, Nate Linscheid, coming off 2 dual meet losses to open up their season against Benilde and Waconia. The Jags this season have been led by a few section finalist returnees from last year's team, a junior on the comeback trail off an injury, and a sophomore on the rise. We'll talk about all of them. The section finalists returning have been Gavin Meyer, Aiden Shermack, and Ethan Clare. All have produced second-place finishes in their first 2 meets. The comeback junior? Well, that's Preston Lee, who has Jefferson's only individual event win this year in the 100 backstroke against Waconia. And finally, the sophomore on the rise is Colin Hester. 2 second-place finishes in 2 meets so far this season. The opponent tonight, the St. Louis Park Orioles, out of Section 6 AA. Their head coach is Amanda Forsberg. They bring a 2-0 perfect record into tonight's meet with victories over Kennedy and Robbinsdale Cooper. They're the defending Metro West Conference champions from last year. They took 9th place at the Class AA state championships last year, and they got themselves the Minnesota State record holder in 100 breaststroke, and Hayden Zhang. We'll see him later tonight. The first event is in the water. This is the first event, and they are swimming. This is the 200 medley relay, one of 3 relays that we'll see this evening. This is a varsity event in the water. We'll typically have a junior varsity heat before the varsity, but for the medley tonight, we have 1 heat. It is the varsity 200 medley relay. For the evening, St. Louis Park will be in lanes 5 through 7. That's at the bottom of your screen. Jefferson will be in lanes 1 through 4. Put the screen. Right now, commanding lead as we approach the halfway point of the 200 medley. This is 2 lengths of the pool: backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle in that order. As we reach the halfway point, Hero McKee will be diving in for the Orioles, and Colin Hester diving in for the Jaguars. Can't score more than 2 relays in each event. The relays are scored 8 points for first, 4 for second, 2 for third. Right now, St. Louis Park sitting first and third, looking to win this first event here this evening. McKee will hand things off here to Ben St. Clair diving in for the Orioles. Jaguars will counter with Lucas Backus, a sophomore in lane number 4. St. Louis Park's second relay, just about a body length back. Tenzin Gialto diving in for St. Louis Park's second relay, as St. Louis Park will take first at the time of 1:41.43. They'll garner the 8 points to take first. Lucas Backus will bring in Jefferson's number 1 relay for 4 points. And St. Louis Park will round out the scoring with 2 points for third. So St. Louis Park starting off with a 10-4 win here in the 200 medley. We're going to have 8 individual events here tonight, 3 relays. No diving tonight. Next event will be the junior varsity 200-yard freestyle. Only 2 participants, both Jaguars. In lane number 3 will be Ben Patton, and in lane number 4, Daniel Drake. Like I said, Hayden Zhang, a Minnesota State high school record holder in the 100 breaststroke, been the state champion there for at least the last 3 years. Hayden is 4 for 4 on individual wins this year in 2 meets. He got some others to go with him, too. Ben St. Clair has also won 4 events this winter. Connor Coleman has won 3 dual meet victories this season. This part comes in very loaded. This is going to be a tall task for the Jaguars here tonight at Olson Middle School. as it will be all winter season. No fans in the stands, except for a few parents here tonight due to the ever-changing COVID-19 restrictions. However, BEC-TV is happy to bring this home to you all the fans and families at home. So curl up in that couch, sit back, enjoy some boys high school swimming here tonight at Olson Middle School. And the 200 free is in the water. This is the junior varsity 200 freestyle. Once again, Ben Patton in lane number 3 at the top of the screen, and in lane number 4, Daniel Drake in the middle of the pool. As teammates even it up here at the first 2 lengths of the 200, Drake and Patton. Coming up in the varsity portion of this freestyle, Mason Hobbs will be swimming for the Jaguars in lane number 4, and Jacob Strobel in lane number 3. St. Louis Park will counter with Andre Barajas in 5, Hyro McKee in lane number 6, and Charlie Rostall in lane number 7. Jaguars will be at the top of your screen all night long, and St. Louis Park below. Typically, they will swim every other lane, but with the COVID restrictions, they're separating the 2 teams. So they're not intermixing into the lanes. Jefferson will take one half of the pool, and St. Louis Park will take the other. Ben Patton now stretching a little bit of a lead here on his teammate here in the JV portion of the 200 free. 8 lengths to the pool for the 200. As they reach the 150 mark, they'll have 2 lengths to go here. Middle 4 lengths, Ben Patton has pulled away, but I think he thought he was done, but he's not, and Daniel Drake will take advantage of it. They'll both come out even, and this is just going to be a race to the finish. Patton and then Drake, lanes 3 and 4, to finish up this JV portion of the 200 freestyle. And Ben Patton will touch first, and he'll win this JV portion of the 200 free with a time of 2:35.04. On to the varsity portion. Barajas in the middle of the pool for St. Louis Park. He has 2 wins, one of them in this 200 freestyle event. St. Louis Park has only had 2 dual meets. They're 2-0 so far this season. As I mentioned, the defending Metro West champions. And St. Louis Park out early. T and Barajas trying to pull away from the field early. Hobbs trying to stay tight. Strobel is right there with him. We're not positive who is at the top of the screen in lane number 2 right now. Let's see if we can't figure that one out. Right now, the show is in the middle of the pool as the 2 Orioles for first, Barajas and McKee. Place right now, Charlie Rostall at the bottom of the screen. St. Louis Park looking to take first, second, third. They're looking to sweep this 200 freestyle and put a big statement on the board early. As our two leaders reach the halfway point, they've stretched their leads now over 20 yards over the field. No one's going to be touching them. Third place right now, Rostal trying to pull away. Hobbs trying to close the gap there. They've got 4 lengths to catch him. And there's the touch for both of them. 153.58, your winner. Andre Barajas and McKee going second. Rostal will take third at the bottom of the screen. Jefferson now, our unknown Jefferson swimmer in lane number 2. I think it's Ian Rash, but I'm not positive. Taking fourth. Fifth place will go to Mason Hobbs. So St. Louis Park very early, putting some dominance on Jefferson early as they win this event 13-3. That gives them a very early 20-point lead here after the first 2 events. 27 through the first 2 events, and we go into the next individual event, which is the 200 individual medley. 2 lengths to the pool, fly back, breast, and freestyle in that order. This will be a JV heat to start us off with. Jefferson will have 4 swimmers in the water. St. Louis Park will counter with 1 swimmer in lane number 5. For the Jaguars, at the top of the screen, that's Sam Olson in lane number 1. Miles Bassett will be in lane number 2. Brendan Lucas in lane number 3. And Calvin Nguyen in lane number 4 in the middle of the pool. The Orioles will counter with Elliot Discarpentry in lane number 5. Out early. Nguyen and Lucas battling for first on the JV early on the butterfly leg. Discarpentry staying close. A distant fourth is Sam Olson. Right now the race is in the middle of the pool. Calvin Nguyen now trying to stay tight with Brendan Lucas, has fallen back about a body length. Discarpentry is sitting in third, about a half a body length back at the halfway point. Nice. Was correct. It was Ian Rash in that last event. Ian Rash in the varsity 200 freestyle. He ended up 4th place. For Jefferson, Mason Hobbs was 5th. Breaststroke leg. Lucas pulling away a little bit. Discarpentry trying to stay with him. Nguyen has fallen back now to 3rd. As we approach the last 2 lengths, Brendan Lucas has been leading this from out. We'll see if he can finish it and hold off Discarpentry. One length to go. Lucas, but a half a body length lead. We'll see if he's got some extra kick at the end. Who's going to want this more? Discarpentry trying to close the gap. This is going to come right down to the finish. Lucas trying to add a little extra kick there at the end. That might do it for him, and it does. Brendan Lucas will win the event 236.79, holding off Disc Carpentry from St. Louis Park. Third place will be Calvin Wynn. Sam Olson will end up fourth place, and that'll round out the scoring for the JV portion. Moving to the varsity heat of the 200 individual medley for the Jaguars. In the middle of the pool, Preston Lee in lane number 4, Ethan Clare in lane number 3, and Ben Lodwick in lane number 2 at the top of your screen. For the Orioles, in lane 5 in the middle of the pool, Miles Nordling. Lane number 6, the man we're here to watch, Hayden Zhang in lane number 6, and Daniel Cameron in lane number 7. And the varsity 200 individual medley is in the water. Hayden Zhang, 2 body length lead off the butterfly. Right now in second, Preston Lee for the Jaguars in the middle of the pool. Backstroke leg. Zhang walking away from the field. Preston now is trying to separate himself from the field, trying to lock up that second place. Third place right now, Miles Nordling, sandwiched between Zhang and Lee. Halfway point into the breaststroke leg. You want to watch how breaststroke's done, watch the best. With lengths, here's the best in the state. Preston Lee trying to hold off Nordling for second. Fourth right now, Ethan Clare moving into fourth and closing in on third, but he's got a lot of real estate to catch up there. They approach the freestyle leg. Zhang all by himself. Right now the race is for second as Nordling has caught Preston Lee for second. We'll see if he'll be able to finish Nordling. Looks like he's stronger right now going into those last 2 lengths. Great back by Miles Nordling as he pulls away from Preston. Time of 1:55.00 is your winner. Zhang. Nordling with a great back half will take second for St. Louis Park. Third place will go to Preston Lee. Fourth will go to Ethan Clare for Jefferson. And rounding out the scoring, Daniel Cameron from St. Louis Park. So Jefferson taking third and fourth. St. Louis Park will win the event 11-5, which will put the score unofficially at 38-12 in favor of the Metro West defending champs from St. Louis Park. Next up, this is our sprint event of the evening, the 50-yard freestyle, 2 lengths of the pool. We got a junior varsity heat, almost a complete full heat. We got 4 Jaguars to talk about here. Lane number 4, middle of the pool, Hunter Willett. Lane number 3, Ian Rejda. Lane number 2, Klaus Robinson. At the top of your screen, Derek Chang in lane number 1. Lane 6 is Luca Giovanelli. For St. Louis Park, we have in lane number 5 is Zach Nathan. Number 6, Luca Giovanelli. And in lane number 7, Nate Schweidering. And the junior varsity 50 freestyle is in the water. 2 lengths of the pool. This is an all sprint. All about the start, all about the turn, all about the finish. You nail those three, good chance of winning the heat. Right now, bottom of the screen. Lane number 6, that's Luca Giovanelli at the touch. And your winner, Giovanelli, 28.39 for St. Louis Park. Second place was in the middle of the pool. That was Hunter Willett from the Jaguars. Third and fourth, also belonging to Jefferson, is Ian Rejda and Klaus Robinson round out the scoring for Jefferson. On to the varsity heat for the 50 freestyle for the Jaguars. In lane number 4, Jaden Sealing. Lane number 3, Lucas Backus. Lane number 2, Adam Engeldinger. Lane number 1, Aiden Moody. For St. Louis Park, Ben St. Clair. Lane number 5. Henry Salida in lane number 6, and Magnus. They're telling me it's Zach Nathan now in lane number 6. So the Zach Nathan in the previous heat had to be some, but we'll see. This Ben St. Clair is yet to lose in the 50 freestyle. They've had two meets, and he has won the 50 both times. Jaden Nelson going right with him on the first length. On the turn, though, Ben St. Clair with a great turn gets a half a body length lead. Sealing trying to close the gap. This is a great performance by Jaden Sealing. All about the turn. Ben St. Clair will win the event. Second place with a great 23.84 by Jaden. 22.88 is your winner, though, and Ben St. Clair. Third place going also to Jefferson, as Lucas Backus in lane number 3 will take third. Fourth place going to lane 7 in Magnus Smith. And Jefferson's Adam Engeldinger will round out the scoring in fifth place. So that scoring for the 50 freestyle will end up an 8-8 tie. Great swim by Jaden Sealing. Just nailed the turn a little bit better. But he swam right with St. Clair. Now St. Clair 3 for 3 in the 50 freestyle this year against their 3 opponents that they've had. So we've reached the halfway point, and we've got an unofficial score right now of St. Park 6, your Jefferson Jaguars 20. We got more swimming coming up here on the flip side of this thing. Stay tuned here to BEC-TV for the second half of this 42. Your Jaguars 20. So a little bit off. A little math problem up here. But we got it corrected. 42-20 as we go into the back half. This first event is going to be the 100 butterfly out of the break. This is going to be a varsity heat of the 100 butterflies. So we'll skip over the JV heat here this evening. We got two Jefferson Jaguars in the pool for this event. Colin Hester in lane number 4 and Sam Olson in lane number 3 at the top of your screen. For the O's, you'll have Hyro McKee in lane 5, Daniel Cameron in lane 6, and Tenzin Gialto in lane number 7. This is 4 lengths to the pool, 100-yard butterfly. And the varsity heat of the 100-yard butterfly is in the water. Hero McKee, the early leader. A host of Orioles joining Colin Hester here after the first length. McKee, though, running away at the halfway point. Hester sitting in third right now for the Jags. Colin with 2 second-place finishes in Jefferson's 2 previous meets. As we hit the last length, and St. Louis Park looking to sweep here in the 100 butterfly like they did earlier in the 200 free, as McKee touches with a time of 55.89. Second and third will go to St. Louis Park. Cameron and Gialto Tenzin will take first, second, and third. Hester will fourth, and Sam Olson will round out the field. That will extend St. Louis Park's lead to 55-23 over the Jaguars. As we go into the next individual event, this is the 100-yard freestyle event. We will have a junior varsity heat. Event number 13, 100-yard freestyle. Junior varsity heat here in the 100 freestyle. The Jaguars will have 3 swimmers. Hunter Willett will be in the middle of the pool. Ben Patton in lane 3 and Derek Chang in lane number 2, top of the screen. For the Orioles, Bennett in lane 5, Luca Giovanelli in 6, and Nate Schweidering in lane 7. And the junior varsity heat of the 100-yard freestyle is in the water. Ben and Cotter early lead, body length lead off the first length. Willett trying to stretch second now, but he's still a good distance. Now stretched the lead halfway point, almost to 2 body lengths. Willett with about a body length and a half lead on second. Bennett Cotter here on the last length, as he blows doors on the rest of the heat with a time of 58.29. Hunter Willett from the Jaguars will take second. There is a bit of a battle for third here as Ben Patton trying to inch his way into third, and he's gonna end up fourth place. He was closing the gap there in the last length, ran out of real estate, and he'll capture the fourth place. Next up will be the varsity heat of the 100 freestyle. Once again, the score is 55-23 going into this event. For the Jaguars, Adam Engeldinger in the middle of the pool in lane number 4. Jaden Sealing with that impressive 50 freestyle earlier is in lane number 3. Mason Hobbs in lane number 2, and the 8th grader, Ian Rejda, in lane number 1. For St. Louis Park, diving in lane number 5 is Ben St. Clair. Connor Coleman in 6 and Magnus Smith in lane number 7. St. Clair for St. Louis Park has won this 100 freestyle once before this season. He looks like he's going to win it here. Jaden Sealing trying to stick his nose into second. He's about a half a body length back of Coleman. A distant fourth right now is a battle between Hobbs and Smith from St. Louis Park. It's all Orioles. St. Clair will touch first with a time of 50.31. Second will go to Connor Coleman. Third to Jaden Sealing. Fourth place right across the whole pool. But lane 7 at the bottom of your screen, Magnus Smith, a great last length by Adam Engeldinger, got himself into 5th place, touching on his teammate Mason Hobbs. So Jefferson will end up with a 3rd and a 5th. So they'll lose that event 12-4.
Number 16, 500-yard freestyle.
And that will extend St. Louis Park's lead to 40 points as they go up 67-27 after the 100 free. Next up, this will be the varsity heat of the 500 freestyle. No junior varsity here. Jefferson, freshman in the water. Ian Rash in lane 4 and Jacob Strobel in lane number 3. For the Orioles, Andre Barajas in lane number 5, Henry Berg in 6, and Charlie Rostal in lane number 7. This is the distance event for high school swimming. This is a 500-yard freestyle, 20 lengths of the pool. This is very much about being able to have the aerobic capabilities of holding on to 20 lengths of the pool. Right now, Barajas setting an early match. Actually, all of St. Louis Park sending a message all night long here as the defending Metro West Conference champions do not look any worse for wear here this year in 2021. Barajas, Berg, and Rostal. There's your top 3 from St. Louis Park. Rash and Strobel round out the field right now at the 100-yard mark. We got 16 lengths to go. You see that each swimmer, as they approach the opposite of the starting end, you'll see counters in there in the water for them keeping track of the lengths that they're on. It keeps track of the odd number of lengths that they're on. At some point, some of them might start shaking them or flipping the cards upside down to pick up the pace. The coach basically telling them to pick up the pace. Right now, Barajas' counter very as he extends his lead now to well over 25 yards. .500 free has a tendency to separate. 20 lengths of the pool will do that to you. And right now we have about as much separation as we can have, but Barajas is going to be your winner. He is walking away the class of the field as he approaches the halfway point here on this length. Henry Berg, Charlie Rosal, looking like second and third right now, is solidified as they have about a half a length lead on Ian Rash from Jefferson. Barajas has 2 wins this year coming into this meet. 1 win in the 200 free and 1 win in the 500 freestyle. And he is no question going to double his victory total in the 500 here tonight. He did win the 200 free also, so this will be his 4th victory of the season. Now lapping his own teammates as he approaches the 400-yard mark here on this length. Four lengths to go. All Andre Barajas right from the start. I think he had about a lead about 3 lengths into this, and he's not looking back. He is not swimming to the level of the competition, that's for sure. Goes with 2 lengths to go for our leader. He has lapped everybody in the pool. Our Jaguars approaching the 400-yard mark. They'll have 4 lengths to go here. The 2 St. Louis Park boys, they're getting numbers upside down right now to pick up their pace as they have 3 lengths to go at the turn. And there's your winner, Andre Barajas, in the middle of the pool, a time of 5:01.25. Berg and Rostal now on their last 2 lengths, as Berg has a comfortable 4 body length lead on his teammate for second. These 2 kids from St. Louis Park right here at the bottom of the screen, Berg and Rostal, both are 8th graders. Rash and Strobel from Jefferson, both freshmen. So a lot of years ahead for all 4 of these swimmers. As Berg touches second, Rostal will round out the field, and St. Louis Park will end up sweeping this event 13-3. Ian Rash closing in on his last length, and same with Jacob Strobel as they will round out the field here. That will extend St. Louis Park's lead of 10 more points, so we have it at unofficially St. Louis Park 80 and Jefferson 30. We move to our second relay event of the evening. This is the second of 3 relays. This is the 200-yard freestyle relay. This is a sprint relay. Everyone does 2 lengths of the pool. Jefferson's number 1 relay in the middle of the pool, lane number 4, will be Adam Engeldinger, Ethan Clare, Ben Ladwick, and Jaden Sealing. St. Louis Park's #1 relay will counter with Tenzin Gialto, Daniel Cameron, Magnus Smith, and Andre Barajas, who just got out of the water for the 500 free. For Jefferson, rounding out their two other relays, Mason Hobbs will be leading off in lane #3, and Derek Chang will be leading things off in lane #2 at the top of the screen. St. Louis Park will offer up Asher Danisic in lane #6. Lane 1, top of the screen. Lane 8 to bottom. Jefferson will have the top 4 lanes. St. Louis Park will have the bottom 4. 4 events left. This is one of 2 relays that are left. We still have the 100 backstroke and the 100 breaststroke left on the docket before we conclude tonight's dual meet. And varsity heat of the 200-yard freestyle relay is in the water. Engeldinger with a bit of a slow start, trying to get himself back into the race. Mason Hobbs battling with the leaders for Jefferson, but right now Tenzin Gialto in lane #5 with the early lead for the Orioles. He'll touch it. Daniel Cameron will dive in. For the Jaguars, we have Ian Rash, who just got done with the 500, and Ethan Clare in the middle of the pool. Bottom of the screen, that's Ben Cotter from St. Louis Park. A slim second over both Jefferson's relays as they approach the halfway point of the 200 free relay. Third leg about to dive in. Magnus Smith about to dive in for the Orioles. Ethan Clare now has moved Jefferson's first relay into second place as Ben Lodwick will dive in. Jacob Strobel diving in for Jefferson's second relay. Charlie Rostal also in the water for the Orioles as they're sitting in third with their second relay. But right now, Jefferson's A relay anchoring with Jaden Sealing is going to be chasing Andre Barajas. Good start by Jaden Sealing. He closed a lot back there. He might make this a race. Remember, Barajas just got out of the 500 free. You got to think he's still breathing heavy. The flip turn goes in, and it is even. And here comes Sealing. Here comes Jaden Sealing into the finish, and he is going to overtake Barajas, and Jefferson will win the 200 freestyle relay. Time of 1:43.05. They win the relay by 27 hundredths of a second. Great finish by Jaden Sealing. He's had a fantastic meet here tonight. Third place will also go to St. Louis Park as Henry Berg anchored that relay. But Jefferson, for the first event here this evening that they have won an event, they win the event 8-6, which will put the unofficial score at St. Louis Park 86. Your Jefferson Jaguars 38. Next up is the junior varsity 100 backstroke. We have 4 swimmers in the water. 3 are Jaguars. In lane #4, Calvin Wen. In lane #4, the middle of the pool. Lane #3, right above him, is Daniel Drake, and Klaus Robinson will round out the field for Jefferson in lane #2. For St. Louis Park in lane #5 will be Elliot Discarpentry in lane 5. As we wait for the starters They have a question with one of the St. Louis Park coaches, so we have a bit of a delay here going into the junior varsity 100 back. I'll take this time as we come up at the varsity heat of the 100 back. It's going to be almost a full heat. We've got 4 Jaguars coming up here in the varsity heat of the 100 back. Preston Lee will water in lane number 4 for that event. Colin Hester, Lucas Backus, and Brendan Lucas will all be in the water for the Jaguars here coming up in the varsity heat. One more individual event after this, the 100 breaststroke, and then we have a 400 freestyle race to conclude tonight's festivities here from Olson Middle School. Still seem to have some kind of issue with the officials right now as he walks over to the official scorer. Not sure if there was a disqualification that they need to discuss at this point, but we have still a bit of a delay. Great finish there on the 200 freestyle relay. It's good to see that Jefferson still battling here, even though this meet in the final has been, for the most part, determined at this point. But a great anchor leg by Jaden Sealing coming back from really about 3/4 of a body length back, taking advantage of Barajas coming straight out of the 500 free for the first win this evening for the Jaguars. Still discussion down on the deck. As I mentioned earlier, we have the St. Louis Park team last year. Ended up 9th place in the Class AA state championships, and they look like they're not going to waver from that this year. It looks like they will be definitely a top 10 team going into the state championships this March. And it looks like we are now ready here for the junior varsity 100 backstroke. And there it is. Junior varsity 100 backstroke in the water. Calvin Wen, early lead for the Jags as he takes an early lead over Discarpentry. Those two pulling away from the rest of the field. Chris Wen, nice tempo through the first 50 of this 100 backstroke. Has established about a half a body length lead, but this is going to come down to the legs. Got to have the legs come alive here on the backstroke on the back half. Both swimmers going in a little bit tired. Discarpentry with a great turn. Breaks even coming off the turn. He went in a half a body length back. Who's got the best legs on the last 25 yards? And right now, Elliott Discarpentry kicking his way to the finish of this JV 100 backstroke, and he takes it with a time of 110.79. Great back half, but it was all set up by the last turn and how he kicked himself home on that last 25 yards. Fantastic finish. Second, third, and fourth rounding out the field for the Jaguars. As we move to the varsity heat of the 100 backstroke. Full heat for the Jags. Hayden Zhang in the water in lane number 5 for St. Louis Park. Henry Salida in lane 6. Zhang. Preston Lee trying to also pull himself away from the field. If you watch the first dual meet this season, you know Preston Lee, this is his first season back after having shoulder injuries. Took last year off, so it's been almost 2 years since he's been racing. To see him racing and doing what he's doing, a great comeback story so far this season for the Jaguars to have Preston back. As Hayden Zhang, as he should, walks with the heat. Time of 52.50 is your final time. Second going to Preston with a time of 58.21. Third going to the Orioles. Fourth and fifth place going to the Jaguars as Hester and Backus will take fourth and fifth respectively. St. Louis Park will win that event 9-7 as they take first and third.
Event number 22.
That'll put score at 95-45 in favor of the Orioles as we move to the last individual event this evening, and this is a varsity heat. It is the 100-yard breaststroke for the Jaguars. Miles Bassett at the top of the screen, Aiden Moody in lane 2, Ben Lodwick in lane 3, and Ethan Clare, your senior captain, in the pool in lane number 4. For the Orioles, Connor Coleman will be in 5, Miles Nordling in 6, and Asher Danisic in lane number 7. Two Orioles with a slight lead over Clare. Coleman and Nordling. Clare right at their hip. Well within range if he can close the gap here on the back half. As they approach the halfway point. Clare now about a half a bite back. Sitting in third. Nordling and Coleman for the Orioles. Let's see if Ethan Clare can close the gap here on the turn. It's all going to timing of that underwater work. And the Orioles will hold him off as Nordling now with a bit of a lead over his teammate Coleman. Ethan Clare stroke to stroke with him, but he could not really close the gap here on the back half. Will end up third. Fourth place at the bottom of the screen will be Asher Danisic from St. Louis Park. Rounding out the scoring, Ben Lodwick from Jefferson will take fifth in lane number 3. So Jefferson will get outscored here 12-4. And that will stretch the lead to St. Louis Park will eclipse the century mark at 107, and Jefferson with 49. Of course, this is unofficial. At this point, St. Louis Park has won the meet, and they may call off their dogs and not score their varsity heats, which will make the score look a little bit closer than it truly is. But unofficially, it's 107-49 as we go into our last event of the evening, the 400 freestyle relay. No junior varsity here. This is it, our final heat of the evening. Jefferson will have 4 relays in the water. St. Louis Park will have 3 relays. Jefferson's number 1 relay, Ian Rejda in lane number 3. Jacob Strobel will be going second. Mason Hobbs third, and Lucas Backus will be anchoring that relay. Excuse me, that's Jefferson's second relay. Jefferson's number 1 relay will be in lane number 4. And that'll be Jaden Sealing leading things off. Colin Hester will be second. Adam Engeldinger third. And Preston Lee anchoring. Brendan Lucas will lead off Jefferson's third relay in lane number 2. And Klaus Robinson will lead off at the top of the screen. for St. Louis Park, it looks like they got their big guns here waiting for the 400 relay. As their number one relay has Ben St. Clair, Hero McKee, Connor Coleman, and Hayden Zhang to anchor their number one relay. Andre Barajas will be leading off their second relay in lane number 6, and in their third relay, Magnus Smith will be leading off in lane number 7 at the bottom of the screen. So we almost have a full heat here. 7 relays, 28 guys to finish up this 400 freestyle relay. And the 400 freestyle relay varsity heat is in the water. Jaden Sealing, he's had a great night. Let's see if he can finish it up with a fantastic 100 free here. Ben St. Clair in the water. He is St. Louis Park's sprinter. He's their number one guy outside of Hayden Zhang. Sealing second for the Jaguars as Andre Barajas, the man that Sealing caught at the end of that 200 freestyle relay, is battling Jaden once again here on the 400 relay. Hero McKee in the water for the Orioles, along with Tenzin Gyalto. Colin Hester in the water for the Jaguars. Hester trying to stay tight with their St. Louis Park second relay. About a half a body length back. Hester trying to stay close. He's fallen back to about a body back from St. Louis Park's second relay. St. Louis Park's number one relay is separated, to say the least. Connor Coleman diving in for the Orioles. Henry Solita will be diving in for their second relay, along with Adam Engeldinger for Jefferson. As all these relays separating, it can be hard to figure out where who is who. But right now in lane number 5, finishing up his third leg, is Connor Coleman. Hayden Zhang will dive in for the Orioles. On the anchor leg of the 400 freestyle relay, 4 lengths to go for their number one relay. Miles Norton ready now to dive for the Orioles, as is Preston Lee as he steps up. Preston diving in for Jefferson's number one relay as your top 3 finishers are now all into their anchor legs. Preston closing the gap a little bit on Nordling from St. Louis Park, but he's got a lot of real estate to catch that relay at this point with only 2 lengths to go. Here's St. Louis Park's number one relay as Hayden Zhang will touch with a time of 3:28.15 as your winner here of the 400 freestyle relay. As St. Louis Park will take first and second as their relay coming in now. As Nordling will touch. And St. Louis Park will sweep the 400 freestyle relay, and they'll win this event 12-2 as Preston touches for Jefferson. As the rest of the relays finish up here, Ian Rash finishing up for Lucas Backus finishing up for Jefferson's second relay. Ian Rash coming in now for Jefferson's third relay. And that will leave Jefferson's fourth relay at the top of the screen. That's Sam Olson, only a seventh grader here swimming tonight, as he's got one length to go here to conclude this year's dual meet because St. Louis Park. Well, it's been St. Louis Park right from the start. They sent an early message and continued to send it throughout. Just too strong, just too much talent on St. Louis Park returning this year for Jefferson to compete here tonight. But there was some great swims, and our Jaguar swimmer of the meet is Jaden Sealing, a junior. Great night by Jaden. Second place in the 50 freestyle. Did a great job in anchoring that 200 freestyle relay. That was the only victory for Jefferson Angel event, or in the relay event. So Jaden Sealing, your Jaguar swimmer of the meet here this evening. Unofficially, we have a score, though. And tonight's meet here at Olson Middle School is concluded with St. Louis Park, your winner. They will go 3-0 on the year. Jefferson's still looking for their first victory of the season, as their record now dips to 0-3. But tonight it was too much Orioles, as St. Louis Park with 119 points here tonight. Your Jefferson Jaguars at 51 points. You've been watching BEC-TV. I'm Jeff Lee. To watch winter long for more boys high school swimming from Olson Middle School, I'm Jeff Lee. Have a great night.